Welcome to the SCLD podcast, where we talk about all the things you can do and find at the library.
Hello, I'm Erin Dodge, the Communications Specialist here at Spokane County Library District. Today I'm talking with Don Nelson, a Public Services Specialist here at North Spokane Library, where we're filming today for the podcast. And we're going to be talking about our Tuesday Memory Cafe and what the program is and who could attend and what the benefits of the program are. And welcome to the podcast, Don.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit, what is a Memory Cafe and who is it for?
The Memory Cafe is for caregivers of someone who is experiencing memory loss, dementia. It's also for loved ones, so that's 3 categories of peoples who are involved with a person with dementia and all. Okay. Support people. And the Memory Cafe is a comfortable, safe place to be within the atmosphere of a public library.
Okay.
It's wonderful.
And it sounds like, so folks can come and sort of everybody is experiencing the same things in their life at that moment, in that time with having a loved one or being a person with some memory loss, dementia. So there's a lot of other people to share support. Is that part of it too?
I found out from the get-go that although people are basically in the same subject zone, they're experiencing unique levels.
Okay.
And so one of the questions they had for us, and hoping we could provide answers through local people and the cafe, is what level are we at?
Okay.
Where is it going?
Yeah.
And what is the end game?
Yes.
Very important for them to find out those answers.
Yeah.
And so if they come to the Memory Cafes, we have information from the Alzheimer's Association.
All right.
Aging and Long-Term Care of Eastern Washington, and the Dementia Action Collaborative of Washington State.
Okay, can I see that one real quick?
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is for a guide for family and care partners.
Yeah.
So
it's very good.
And this is produced, like you said, the Dementia Action Collaborative of Washington State, and then we've got some other information like you.
The Dementia Roadmap also has a wonderful definition of dementia.
Okay.
Yeah, and the levels of dementia.
So I feel I think I've read that it's pretty prevalent. Alzheimer's, dementia, memory loss, maybe much more prevalent than I realized when I was younger. Do you know?
I know what you mean. I've thought a lot about that. My mom suffered from dementia, and my grandmother had, the same sort of thing, but without the name.
Right.
And so that's changed a lot. Senility was a word.
Yes.
Senile.
And that's even, I think, pretty recently been used.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the terms are always changing. And of course, people are living longer. There may very well be something to that, as why we see the numbers going up.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've experienced it as well with my in-laws. When my father-in-law was having, it was referred to as senility. And this was maybe 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And then when my mother-in-law was diagnosed, she had dementia and Alzheimer's. So it was just a slightly, a 10-year gap, but a change in that focus. So, yeah.
It was the first, we had 10 people come to one of the cafes, and really my hosting it has a lot of listening involved and observing. Just seeing perhaps how they just come into the room and how they would like to utilize the room. So as they were coming in 1 and 2 at a time, I just started putting the chairs around a table, and we just basically had a chat.
Wonderful.
We introduced ourselves, we met for the first time, and then at the end of that, we had a clipboard where they could leave their contact information if they wanted to. And then we got back to them about the next cafe the next week, and they're Tuesdays from 11 till 12:30.
Okay.
At the North Spokane Library.
At the North Spokane Library where we're at today. And so that's interesting. It's sounds like come in and socialization is part of it. Mm-hmm. Finding other caregivers and kind of getting that support and discussion. But then we also have some things here that can also be utilized.
Absolutely.
And a little bit. Tell us a little bit about this.
I'm glad that Corinne Wilson recommended that we put some games into the cafe. I played dominoes with my mom when I was a child. Mm-hmm. I happen to love dominoes. My dad's a poker guy, so no. Oh. So I continued to play dominoes with my mom.
Nice. And
it was a great check for me as a non-professional, but her loving son, to see where she was cognitively.
Okay.
And at some point in the line, we just started knocking the dominoes over. My mom's a person of action. She loved that too.
Oh, nice.
So the games are really, of course, they're tactile. Mm-hmm. And people with dementia, especially at an upper level, like my mom became, she got extraordinarily tactile.
Yeah.
Even with her own clothing and things like that. So you observe those changes, the Memory Cafe is a great place for the host to just kick back and watch the conversation go on and how their information exchanging.
Okay.
Writing down phone numbers and da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. Oh, it was great.
Right. So folks can come in and not just enjoy the cafe and the time there and the activities and the discussion, but they can create that connection with other folks that they can continue on.
It's invaluable.
Wonderful.
And fun. Which you want to have some fun.
What's life without some joy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. So again, when and where? Let's see, because you did mention it briefly. Yeah. Do people come for the Memory Cafe?
Tuesday mornings. Starting at 11 o'clock.
Okay.
And extending till 12:30 at the North Spokane Library, Spokane County Library District on 44 East Hawthorne.
Yes. Yeah. That's all the details. Yeah. And so we mentioned sort of the different things that they can get for information. Yeah. What other resources and or community partners can we share with folks looking for more information?
I sometimes commute through downtown Spokane on my bicycle to come to work.
Okay.
And one morning, as I was preparing in my mind for the first cafe, I spotted a long line of booths and the word Alzheimer's.
Okay.
And I realized it was the Alzheimer's Walk, which occurs once a year in Riverfront Park.
Okay.
And it is a walk around the park, but it's also a place where people, caregivers, loved ones, and folks with dementia can stop by and pick up brochures. Okay. And the local agencies involved with mental health are there.
And you talked about on that printout there, what that agency, we partner with them. I refer to them as AltQ. That's the short version of what their name is. Can you tell us again who they are and what?
So, Agency and Long-Term Care of Eastern Washington, and that is who we planned this cafe together with.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah. And I'm sure we have some books.
We do.
That folks could check out and learn a bit more about, like you were talking about the different stages of where you can be and sort of how you can look for signs or.
There's an annual guide to local resources for seniors.
Okay.
In our libraries, and it's updated each year, and it's been around for 20 years or so, and it's full of information on housing and mental health and all that.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, Don, this has been great. Thank you for hosting the cafes.
My great pleasure.
I hope you come to North Spokane to a cafe, meet Don and the other folks who come along, and just get that support.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a wonderful thing. Again, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for being here today. If you enjoyed today's topic and want to be notified of upcoming episodes, please like and subscribe. To learn more about Spokane County Library District, our programs, resources, and services, you can go to scld.org.